Wake up, my fellow Americans! It's me, the Tyrant, bringing you all the Fallout 4 discussion your little hearts can handle. Today, we're going to be talking about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart. It's actually probably... I know I keep doing this thing where I say, this is definitely the most important thing to me out of everything in Fallout. But I'm going to say that again, because this is really important. I feel like if they went in this direction with Fallout 4 or with any Fallout game, it would be really cool. Because as I've talked about before, I sort of touched on this in my VATS video, my VATS Fallout 4 discussion video. I touched on exploration and how you should have ways of recognizing dangers in the environment. There should be signs, like little telltale marks, that let you know what's going on in your area. You know, I mentioned this before with the rad scorpions. There should be like I don't know, maybe like little holes in the ground, or like, you know, that look kind of like anthills or something. Something that lets you know that they're there if you see it. You know, it shouldn't be, you know, wide out in the open, or maybe it is, maybe it isn't, you know. But like, I want to see, as you play the game, as you explore the wasteland, you start picking up on these telltale signs. You start noticing, you know, like in Fallout 3, how when you walked up to a baby carriage, you know, the first time it explodes, you know, you hear the baby crying and you're like, holy crap, is there a baby in this baby carriage? And then it explodes and you're like, holy crap. Well, you never approached baby carriages the same way for the rest of the game. Every time, or at least every time I saw one, I was always like, is that gonna blow up? Is this gonna explode? I can't tell. I don't know. But I'm gonna scoot past it and hope it doesn't, you know. And that's the kind of thing that I want to see. I want to see more ways that the more you explore the wasteland, the more you learn about the wasteland, and the better you are about navigating the wasteland. I feel like that's, you know, sort of like, okay, if you look at old westerns, you know, maybe the mentor character in you know, pretty much any old western, you know, maybe he's a bit better with a gun than your average guy. You know, he's got more experience, he's got more skills, but the main thing is that he understands the environment. He understands the dangers, and he's looking for the dangers, you know. That's really what makes you feel like a badass. Or that makes you feel like that mentor character is a badass. It makes you feel like a badass when you're doing it. Because while you may not be as strong, you know, it always felt kind of unrealistic to me. Like in first-person shooters, I get it when you just blow away entire armies. Because most of the time, you know, you're a highly advanced soldier. You know, in Halo, you're a super soldier. You're the Master Chief. In, like, Crysis, you have this awesome suit that makes you really good at fighting. Like, it makes sense that you'd be able to blow away the competition. In Fallout, you're just a dude. You're literally just a dude. In fact, you're less suited to do this than most of the people out in the wasteland because you've been sheltered for your entire life. Well, in Fallout 3 you have, in Fallout 4 not as much, but you've still been pretty frickin' sheltered. Granted, we don't know what happens when you're in Vault 111. Presumably a lot of bad things happen in Vault 111, but we'll see. But it's the experience. It's as you travel around the wasteland, that experience that you build up, knowing who you can fight, who you should run from, how to sneak, how to avoid combat. And then, you know, it depends on how you build your character, obviously, but I feel like knowledge should be a very big part of the game. Knowing what you can take and what you can't, I think, should be a big deal. And knowing, like, being able to figure out, like, where those... It's hard I've given you guys a ton of examples because it's hard to explain exactly what I'm trying to get across here. And when I jump into these things, I don't really jump into them with a script, so I tend to ramble like I'm doing right now. But that's sort of what I want to see from Fallout, is just that the exploration is about learning. Every time you go out into the wasteland, you learn more about how to survive in the wasteland, you know. Like the first time you're walking around in an alleyway and like how we saw in the gameplay trailer, a freaking Deathclaw busts out of a wall, you're like, holy crap, what the frick, and then you die, you know. Or maybe you don't die, maybe you escape. It's a Deathclaw, so probably not, but, you know, miracles happen. like something like that, and then next time when you see an area like that, this abandoned city, next time you'll be more careful. You'll be like, hey, maybe I've had Deathclaws pop out of these things before. This seems like the kind of area that Deathclaws would live in, consistency like that. Like, come up with traits for, like, Deathclaws and for the animals and for, like, raiders and stuff. You should be able to pick up on, hey, this looks like a settlement. It's either raiders or it's someone else, Don't just have them spawn out of nowhere and attack the player. Give the player a chance to figure things out. And if you are, building yourself to be the ultimate badass, where you can just shoot anything and kill anything, if you spec to be super powerful in combat, then, what'll happen is you won't really care. Your skills at avoiding things won't be there, so you won't be able to avoid as many things, and then the character you're playing probably won't worry about avoiding things. They'll just walk into it because they don't give a frick, they're super powerful. I don't know, I am honestly super rambling right now, and I apologize for that, but it's kind of hard for me to get this, at least I don't feel like I'm getting this point across right. I don't know, but that's my idea, is to have this living world that they have, and to have it be more than just enemies spawn, you have to kill them, your character is always really good at fighting, because almost every skill in, like, at least 50-60% of the skills in Fallout 3 had to do with fighting. A ton of the perks had to do with fighting. It was all about making you really good at fighting. And maybe fighting isn't everything, Maybe we should have, like I said in my perks video, more perks that have these line item uses that sometimes help you, sometimes don't, More requiring, I wanted to shift from more of being super strong, like tactically. I wanted to shift from tactical to more strategic, to more thinking about what you're going to do, and how you're going to do it. I want there to be options about taking enemies out rather than I'll use a sledgehammer for this guy and then I'll switch to the laser to take out this guy. Like, I want you to have options of, I'll convince this dude to step down, or I'll sneak in, or I'll avoid, or, just do different stuff. And that, yes, they've had sneaking and, voice conversations in Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, but in my opinion, they don't have it enough. There's way too many situations where it's just go into this place and kill everybody. Especially because, in my opinion, the combat in Fallout 3 was really linear. It didn't have a lot of like tactical depth to it, I guess. It was largely because of VATS, but also just because of the way combat ended up playing out. It didn't, it wasn't like an FPS. It played differently than that. It was kind of weird, honestly. The combat in Fallout 3 has never been amazing, And I feel like a shift to more strategic combat rather than tactical combat would take the focus off of the lackluster combat system and put it more into decision making, which is, let's be honest, kind of what the game is about anyway. So, this video has gone on kind of long. I've been rambling a lot, so I'm just going to end it here. Do have one thing to say before you click that X. There's probably going to be another video going up today if I can get it up. I want to apologize for missing the next... I definitely will miss next Friday. I'm not sure if I'll have one Tuesday, but hopefully I will. But I'm going to be putting up a second video for you guys to hold you over today or tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. But I'm going to get 2 videos for you guys this week. But they won't be on Friday. It'll be earlier than Friday. Anyway, that's going to put an end to it. If you want to leave a like, leave a like. Please leave a comment. I will read and respond to every comment I get. I do want to make this a discussion, so if you got any opinion on this, let me know. How do you think exploration should work? That's what I'm looking for. Anyway, if you want to subscribe, if you do that sort of thing, I do appreciate it. Everyone is welcome here. So this is the Tyrant signing off. Good night, everybody.